Hello, everyone. This is Deidre from Texas, and this message is specifically for Whoopi Goldberg. First and foremost, I want to say, Whoopi, you're one of my absolute favorite people. I love you very much. You are a wonderful woman. You speak straight from the heart. You have strong convictions. You stand by what you say. And I love that about you. I have recently been reviewing some videos of yours from The View. And I have to say, you just crack me up a lot. But there's actually a couple of comments in particular that did bother me. One of which was that white people do not understand what it is, do not understand racism. That could not be the furthest thing from the truth. Now, I'm not saying all white people have experienced racism, but this white girl definitely has. And now, one thing I do agree with is that when you said that white people do not understand what it is to be black, you are 100% correct in that. White people do not understand what it is to be black, just as black people do not understand what it is to be white. I hate that it always comes down to color. I wish that this nation would come together and realize that we're not white or black or Hispanic or Asian or Irish or Canadian or, whatever. We are Americans, and we should be here for one another. For me, I have experienced racism and ridiculousness and stupidity and ignorance. I grew up in a very poor household. We did live in the ghetto. My parents were drug addicts. Um, and the neighborhood that I lived in, I was not accepted because of the color of my skin. I was definitely followed in stores. I I had things thrown at me. I had racial slurs slung at me constantly. I had been jumped several times because I was the white girl and was not accepted amongst the black community. And it hurt. So I do understand that. But I worked hard, and I have moved on in my life and have risen above all of that. Now, there definitely was a divide in my house. My father was a racist, but my mother was not. My mother taught myself and my siblings that you do not look at someone and see the color of their skin. You get to know someone and love someone because of who they are, because of their heart, because of their character, because of their soul. And that is a life lesson that I have carried with me throughout my life, and I have passed on to my own children. I just don't want you or anyone else to think that those of us who are of a creamier white skin don't understand what it is to face ignorance or racism, because we do. And like I said, not all of us have ever experienced that, but there are those of us who have. And I know that the African American communities have definitely had more than their fair share of ignorance, ridiculousness, ostracization, suppression, oppression, and it's not right. But Whoopi, I need you to know that, and I hate to keep saying color, but I need you to know that this white girl understands racism and understands it due to my own experiences and the racism and ignorance and stupidity that has been flung at me. Just the other day, me being from the South, and Southerners are very hospitable. I opened the door at a convenience store for a woman of color, and she cussed me out for it and slung racial slurs at me. And all I did was open the door. And I said to her, "I'm sorry you feel that way." And that hurt, and it did anger me. But I didn't act on it because obviously she was ignorant. And it's a sad, sad thing that we as Americans cannot get past this ridiculous ignorance. White, black, Hispanic, Asian, Canadian, Irish, Scottish, English, I mean, whatever you want to throw out there, Argentinian, Mexican, if you are here, we are Americans, and we should be as one. We're not always going to agree, but the one thing we should agree on is that we live under the stars and the stripes. We live in a wonderful country. And I, for one, do understand what it is to have racism thrown at me and to experience that. And Whoopi, I love you. You're a wonderful woman. And from this woman to you, wonderful woman, I love you. I wish you nothing but the best. And I hope that God continues to bless you and your family. And I hope you continue to spread wonderful messages throughout the world. And please understand that there are those of us who are born white who do understand and who have experienced racism. I love you, Whoopi.